Hi, welcome to Bookie. Today we will unlock the book, The 48 Laws of Power. Many people see power as a subject that refers to political tactics, which has nothing to do with them. As long as we are honest with others and stay away from political games, then surely we can avoid power struggles. But in fact, this is just a naive and fanciful way of thinking. Niccolò Machiavelli, the Italian political thinker and author of The Prince, once said, "Any man who tries to be good all the time is bound to come to ruin among the great number who are not good." In human society, the game of power is always being played, from grand political schemes to various struggles in our personal lives. Everybody lives in a game of power, playing either an active role or a passive role, and none of us can avoid it. Some people believe that playing power games is insidious and immoral, and yet power has nothing to do with morality. Power is a concept that goes beyond ethics. It is the skill and ability to perceive changes in the situation and to make decisions based on objective reality and desired results rather than on the moral intentions of the opponent. Human nature is complex. People have a civilized and noble side, but they have a cunning and dark side, too. In order to reach their goals, people often use all kinds of ways to camouflage and conceal. How should we protect ourselves from being confused or used by others? How can we clearly see the real motivations behind their actions through so many layers of fog? How can we make correct decisions? This book shows us how we can have our own strength in the struggle for power. The authors of this book are American author Robert Greene and publisher Joost Elffers. Robert is a freelance writer as well as an editor and script writer. To write The 48 Laws of Power, he quit his job and plunged into a sea of literature, reading over 200 books and collecting a huge amount of historical material spanning more than 3,000 years. He analyzed a great number of historical cases of failures and successes, and from this, he concluded the 48 Laws of Power and set forth his idea of the principles and rules of power. The power described in this book doesn't just refer to political tactics but to more general concepts too, and can be understood as a kind of control and manipulation. Of course, here we also need to remind you that the values and morality of obtaining power is the ultimate goal described in the book are a little skewed, so we should look at them with a critical eye. However, the laws of power unlocked in this book contain insights which are profound and thought-provoking. Due to restrictions on time and length, we can only choose a few of the 48 laws summarized in this book. We have divided them into 3 sections which we will describe in more detail. Part 1. Handling your relationships carefully to maximize your power. Part 2. How powerful people stay powerful. Part 3. Choosing an appropriate strategy according to the specific situation. Part 1. Handling your relationships carefully to maximize your power. First, let's take a look at the first topic under how to handle our relationships, which is how we should treat our friends. When we choose our allies, we tend to choose friends whom we trust. This is just human nature. But we must also understand one crucial principle, namely we should not let our friends control our destiny. If we put unlimited power into the hands of our friends just for the sake of trust, then we are putting our destiny into their hands, too. When our friends turn against us, they can be even more terrifying than our enemies, rendering us completely defenseless. The Byzantine Emperor Michael III was put on the throne through the support of his uncle, Bardas. After becoming emperor, Michael ignored the requests from numerous courtiers recommending that Bardas assume control of the court, and instead chose his trusted friend Basilius to take on this important task. Basilius had started out as a horse trainer. One day, when Michael was inspecting the stables, he was nearly knocked to the ground by a runaway horse, when Basilius rushed to his rescue. Michael was enormously grateful for his help and became fast friends with Basilius. Basilius was from the Macedonian countryside, and Michael sent him to the best school in the Byzantine Empire, transforming him from a rural peasant into a cultivated and sophisticated courtier.